What's up, everybody? The show must go on. My apologies. Everything just stopped working, but I'm back and everything's working now. So let's keep it rolling. So I was talking about Imaginary Baseball League, or at least where I think I left off, um, and just the main thing I wanted to say, above everything else, is that they just seem like they had a lot of heart. Like you can really tell on their albums that they went there, and I don't know what their recording or label situation was like at the time, but what I heard was a band in whatever studio they were in, just trying to make it happen, and going for it, and almost like not even seeing the limitations, because I mean, I do home recording and not everything's going to sound fantastic, but I think for them to, I don't know, just the vibe of their albums, like it's it's on par, I think, with industry standard, um, in a very meaningful and deep connecting way, which is why I'm playing them now and still listening to them, like 17 years later ish. So let's keep it moving. Let's get back, because we are now streaming again. So I want to, thank God I got some. This is like my ace in the hole kind of thing. So this next band, Self, the song "Trunk Full of Amps," just because that's their anthem song, and I'm sure they have a lot of great other material too. I actually, I'm a bad Murfreesboro person, I think, for not knowing enough of my Self history. I've listened to their records, a little bit here and there, but I gotta admit, I'm not the biggest encyclopedia of, or even, like, of their music, but what I can say is that this song kicks ass, and it's a bit of a jokey song, or a little bit tongue-in-cheek, I suppose, but it's just a banger of a song. So yeah, this is "Trunk Full of Amps" by Self.
Got a trunk full of amps, motherfucker, like Freddie Mercury. Motherfucker. motherfucker, like Lenny Kravitz. Fuck her. Got a trunk full of amps, motherfucker. Got a trunk full of amps, motherfucker. Fuck her. Fuck her.
Trunk full of amps by Self. Trunk full of amps by Self right there. The things that I wrote is just the masterful attention to detail, and I know that this is some of his very or earlier work. I believe. I know a couple years back he put out an EP. EP or an album or a single or something, but it was like a chunk of material. So that is up on Spotify if y'all want to check that out. And I might have just dropped that y'all on you because this is the Murfreesboro episode. But what really struck me about that was it's just a cool ass song. Like really like without digging too deep and overanalyzing things. Like that's just a cool ass song. And the other thing is that it had not only all these other elements, but amongst those elements there was that vocal concept of imitating the vocal style of the person that they're saying. And I think that I was actually just imagining another different artist. I won't even say lesser, but I did. But so I can imagine another artist just taking that and then executing it poorly. And I think what was also special about that song was just the level of musicianship was there as the concrete foundation. So, you know, if he wants to do a jokey song or something that's tongue in cheek and or I don't know, that's the way that I read that song. Is that he can do that because the foundation's there. You know, you can go wherever you want to. And the other thing I thought was cool was just the fact that there was an interlude in the first place. It really stretched the song out. It looks like it wasn't even 3.5 minutes almost. And it just made the song feel so much longer, just that interlude. And I think it also contributes to a lot of replayability. So this next band, I'll try talking about the songs afterwards, and just to kind of keep it moving. You know, this is only episode 2, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing over here. I'm thinking too much about this too, because these are all like my people down there in Murfreesboro. So, you know, not that I think I even really have anything that would be negative to say, but I think that's why I'm like, you know, it's tough because it's so close to my heart. And speaking of bands like that, this is De Nova Doll with Jeffrey from their Cats and Kittens album. Oh, and I got a cool story about this band, actually. A couple cool stories, but I got a really cool story. This is Jeffrey by De Nova Doll.
Caring
There's 20 seconds left here on this track that I don't know if I've ever heard before, and I kind of want to hear what's on here. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I like that end part. That is a double album, I think. Or like they did one half of it was remixes. It's called Cats and Kittens, and just for some additional history, I'm not looking at notes of like Murfreesboro Wikipedia. But Mark Bond, I don't know what era they switched over as far as like whether or not he was on that record and which specifically which features records he's on, but they've always been super cool whenever I've had the opportunity to speak with them, and so he was actually in De Nova Doll first, and then he is now playing keyboard in the features, so he's still right there along with them, and but yeah, so my cool De Nova Doll story. When I was in Japan living, I made a friend who was from Connecticut. What's up, Rory? If you're watching, and we were on the beach, and he pulled out his iPod, and it had De Nova Doll on it. And this was the first time that Murfreesboro, because I had just moved from Tennessee to Japan, and this was the first time that I had ever seen any Tennessee-ness outside of that atmosphere, and then to add on a foreign country on top of it, like, I just completely lost my mind. And he was like, oh yeah, I heard about it on some blog or something. So yeah, so I am going to play one of the songs from the band that I was in. I don't know, I figured that there's one way to look at it, is that I've been kind of like slightly, just talking about these songs, and might as well put myself up there for you guys to hear and judge away, and also, it's difficult to be to see yourself as others see you, but I don't feel like our band had very much of a presence within the scene, but we definitely had our little circle, and we had our fun. And so this is a song that we actually recorded live. I'm on the guitar, and we got you know what? Okay, yeah. So I got a song to close it out. I just thought of another song to close it out. So this is the drummer and bass player for Caroline Avenue, and Kyle and I actually ended up forming the national pool together. So so he was actually on this track. So it relates back to stuff that I am proud to rep. I think that's the other thing, is like, this band, it was so long ago and I've moved on so much, but the band is called Soon, and this song is called All I Said. And it's up in Spotify if you want to check it out. It's called The Archives. And that's what it is to me. It's just archives. I don't. I'm proud of what we did, and had there been a Spotify back then, that I didn't. We didn't really know how to get in iTunes. I think there was a lot that we didn't know, but we had a lot of fun, nonetheless. And we played the shit out of some open mics, man. Like 2-3 a day. Like, so we were doing it. So this is a live cut from MTSU Studio B for I think it was the bass player's project, because Kyle, we spoke on the phone recently, and I think he said that he had to like half like watch levels and stuff as he was playing bass, like in like we were. I just remember we were all secluded, and like it was just cool. Like, so this was all one take. I don't know if we went to tape or not, because I was just trying to get my guitar part straight. So let me load this up here, and let's take a listen. All I Said by Soon. Yours truly on guitar.
I've got the feeling it's more inside of you, and I can reason, but I know that I'm wrong. Emotions changing, and all I can do is count my blessings I got away from you, and I can reason, but I know that I'm wrong. And all I said will never reach you, darling. Get out of my head. There's been screaming all for nothing. Breaks me to pieces to see you go. Rejection burns, girl, you don't even know. Give you a taste of what I'm going through. Can't get much harder and I'm losing control. Played out's a minor thing, I'm already so. Leave me your ears and I'll bring you to the floor. No, I said will never reach you, darling. Get out of my head. There's been screaming all for nothing. And all I said will never reach you, darling. Get out of my head. There's been screaming all for nothing. It's hard believing that you're gone. It's hard believing that you're gone. It's hard believing that you're gone. One breath is all I take, and all I said will never reach you, darling. Get out of my head. There's been screaming all for nothing, and all I said will never reach you, darling. Get out of my head. There's been screaming all for nothing.
That was making me crack up. Just I was thinking of the drummer Rosser, just like looking like deadly serious, and man, he was getting flashy. He was trying to get flashy with some of those cymbals, man. Yeah, so that was a crazy session, you know, doing the projects at MTSU, and I never liked the sound of the studios. I actually did kind of like the sound of that studio, but there's other ones, and you know what? It's probably not even the studio. It might have just been my own experiences, but I always liked home recording better. You know, it just felt like more of a natural habitat, much like being in the dark does for me. So that's why this is like in the dark. You know, I think if we had more time to do it again, of course, you know, all engineering aside, but more arrangement, I think if we had slowed that down and found more of a pocket in there, then and probably gotten somebody to tell Rosser he's out of music, so I can make fun of him all I want. Tell him to cool it down a little bit, and yeah, I think if we had slowed that and cranked up the bass, like that could have been a jam. But you know, like it is what it is. I think we only had a couple of hours, and that, you know, I don't actually recall if anyone actually heard that song before we played it, but you know, our band was playing live, and then their band was playing live all the time, so we were just, you know, our chops were up. My chops are terrible right now, but at the time, you know, just do a song, like, cool, like do a solo live one take, like, yeah, sure. Now with Pro Tools, or at least where I know how to move things. Like I'm terrified of that. I'm punching in at least 3 times for a guitar solo. So, the next band here, I was almost at a loss to think of other bands that I know that are from Murfreesboro that are on Spotify, and that I have something to say about them, or that at least I even know the band name to type in. And then it hit me, Carolina Avenue. And again, these are all personal connections for me, or things that I relate to. So I actually managed this band for a while, and we became friends because both of our bands were playing outside of a venue, and I went up to the car. I had seen the bass player before, who the Kyle, the bass player for the National Pool. I had seen him before, so I knew that he was in the passenger seat of this car, and I went up to the window and I was like, "Yo, hey, you guys got whiskey? Give me some of that whiskey." And that, I think, was like literally like and he was like, here you go, bro, or something like. And those were like the first words that we said to each other, I think, and just good times ever since then. Like it's like family, man. And the singer for this band is doing his own thing now, doing I don't know what the hell, like bike racing. So and the drummer's going off just to live in the real world and do real life things. So it's a flashback, for me to hear this stuff. So I think this is going to be the last one, and I'll just jump on and say some closing stuff. And yeah, let's get into it. This is Carolina Avenue is the name of the band. Carolina Avenue. The singer was from South Carolina. And this song is called What Is Wrong?
I saw you last night. You smiled and looked away. You seemed to be like somebody else. It wasn't long till you went away. He wronged you, but I don't blame you. This night is not for forgiveness. She gets up, walks out that door. When she looks away and says this night is through, it's all because of you. She feels this way. Then I turn around and say, what is wrong? When you treat me like you did. Where have you gone? You're still on my mind, and I think about you all the time. You're always in my head. You wrong me, but I don't blame you. This night becomes forgiveness. She gets up, walks out that door. When she looks away and says this night is through, it's all because of you. She feels this way. Then I turn around and say, what is wrong? Why'd you treat me like you did? She gets up, walks out that door. When she looks away and says this night is through, it's all because of you. She feels this way. Then I turn around and say, what is wrong? She looks away and says this night is through, it's all because of you. She feels this way. Then I turn around and say, what is wrong?
That was Carolina Avenue with "What Is Wrong," and I ended up getting like a little bit emotional there as I was listening to it, just because it there's a lot of what ifs for me, because I was managing them for a while, and the group just disbanded. Um, and right now it still almost feels like one of those things, like what if, because I think I still see something in them, and the songs, not really as they are, but the trajectory of where they could be is what I was looking at when I first asked them if, like, hey, can I manage you guys, like, and that was such a great experience, just learning that side of it, even if I was just kind of like just trying on the hat for a little while. It was so cool. And just Josh, the singer, his voice, man, like, I've one friend was like, does he have tuberculosis or something? It's like, no, he's just raspy voice, man. It's just natural. Like, that's it. Like, you don't need delay and reverb and da da da, and like, there, granted, I think there were harmonies there, and like, there probably was delay and reverb, but like with that raspiness, like, there's so many different directions you can go, like soul, and just I don't know. Josh's voice is amazing, and I got this voice, and I'm still trying to write songs, and he's riding around bikes with that voice. Anyway, so this has been DJ in the Dark. My name is Brad, and I play in the band The National Pool, and I'm enjoying doing this so far. This is kind of cool. I'm going to try to choose a theme for each one. I hope I delivered here. I didn't have a set playlist for the most part, before I started doing this, so but go ahead, hit like, hit subscribe if you like the vibe here, and if you can see the trajectory, that's when you click subscribe. Because as long as you're there, like, I think this is gonna become something pretty cool. Just because it feels right. Like, this doesn't even feel like I'm doing anything. Like, yeah, like work hard. Like, I'm digging it. So I just need to maybe stop rambling or find cooler stuff to ramble about. But I hope everybody's doing well, and just out there and getting it, and leave a comment if there's any other if there's songs I should check out, or if you want to send me your stuff. A lot of stuff I don't like, but yada yada yada. That's not going to be my permanent. You know what? I'm just tired and I need a cigarette. That's why I'm dying out here. I'm just tired. I need a cigarette. So with that, I'm going to sign off. And let's listen to a little bit of Hum Isle of the Cheetah. Getting Hum those royalties on YouTube. Take care, y'all. And I might be back tomorrow.